side.
Nidalee and
Ryze. They also banned out Ryze on top side. And then they first picked this Lulu. And it's not really a power pick for them. Meanwhile, giving away the Trist and Zed over to Cloud9, which they've been stomping with. So yeah, in the past when people were taking games off Cloud9 in the beginning of the season, it's when they were targeting pretty much everything at High's champion pool. And, you know, people were criticizing High for having the shallow champion pool.
Right.
And a lot of people were focusing on that because everyone else just has so many options to go after.
Well, High's going to lose one of his options there. The Alistar was actually left up this time around. That will be locked in. First pick for Cloud9. First we're seeing of him, I believe, on the day.
Think they're mooing, or is that booing? They don't like the cow. Alistar is definitely very high priority, though. As we talked about, Balls, he's not a fan of the tanky and utility top laners, but he instantly adapts to whatever is very strong in the meta right now. And he picked it up as soon as it was starting to be played. This, by the way, the headbutt change with an auto attacks is not in this patch yet.
Right.
So that's still available for him. So this could easily be a top lane Alistar. As always, could still be support, but still very, very powerful up in the top lane, allowing for early dives, much earlier than usual. Also great in the roam game if they do end up in another 2 versus 1 swap.
True.
So maybe Tristana. There we go.
All right, Curse finally locked down the Tristana for themselves, getting that away from Sneaky. Now, my guess is that's still a Voyboy champion. Cop doesn't, again, play Trist all that much, but we'll have to see. Kha'Zix does come back for I Will Dominate every single time. Red team first round drafting that Kha'Zix in for themselves.
Now it's Curse with a 1-2 Goomba Stomp squad lock in. We'll see how they're able to use it. It's very hard to stomp Alistar, though.
True. You can be jumping onto him and he hits the ground and you go up higher. I don't even know how that works.
It definitely doesn't help you, though. It might seem like it does, but man, does it combo well with Yasuo.
And look at this for Cloud9. They also steal away the Lulu. I don't know if that's Balls or Lemonation, but one of those two is getting that champion. And there's already a whole bunch of knock-up synergy for High there. And that was just kind of next. You ban the Zed. It's exactly the next champion he goes for. Curse allowing him to play the champion, though.
It's also a pretty good take away from Voyboy there.
Yeah.
Now he's going to have to go deeper into his champion pool. Syndra's up for him. They were forced to ban out Ryze, though, on the red side. Decided to cut off the top lane champion pool.
I'm just so surprised how respectful they've had to be of Nidalee this game. It's not like High's Yasuo is bad. It's not like it's uncomfortable for him. It's one of his best champions. And I just wonder how much edge Curse got out of that single Zed ban for the mid lane. But maybe it's going to work. Maybe it'll knock High off just enough.
Well, we'll see, because although they do have the potential for resets here, you need another source of damage to actually get people low enough. I mean, you're facing an Alistar-Yasuo combo. That's a lot of CC, which completely cripples Kha'Zix. He can get destroyed in an instant if he gets caught in one of those knockups.
And we're going to see what else happens there. Sneaky gets back onto his Kog'Maw there. He's played plenty of that this season. And Meteos gets his Elise one more time. So Cloud9 playing a lot of things that they are comfortable with. This is a comp that no one would be surprised to see them play. And now Curse decide, is it double AD after all, or will Cop play the Tristana? They're deciding. It's weird because not only deciding what champion Voi's playing, but the entire strategy they're going for is being decided in these 20 seconds.
As is usually the case with both of these teams, actually, a High and Voyboy. Usually the entire team composition can pretty much be seen by what they get for their mid laners. Hovering over the Syndra right now to add that long range stun and a little bit more safety. However, the weakness of Syndra shares a similar weakness to Kha'Zix there. If she gets caught up in one of those knockups, she is easily obliterated. She has no escape moves of her own.
It's a very catchable team with a fair bit of keep away. Like, Dominate is a player who evolves the Spike Rack, so he's going to have the ranged AoE slow. Voyboy can knock back, Xpecial can knock back, Cop can knock back. But if they get in, they're going to stick.
And the thing is here, I don't know about the effectiveness of a Mundo against this team composition here, because Mundo excels at like soaking up skill shots, right? So the one thing that he can take for the rest of the team is the cocoon in this case. But Yasuo and Alistar won't have any problem getting around a Mundo to their priority target.
Right, and also you have that same fallback pattern of a split push Yasuo who likes to fight Mundos. Like, that used to be an old top lane counter pick back in the day when people were running top lane Yasuo. It was great against Dr. Mundo in general. So I wonder what the fallback pattern is here for Curse. We're going to have to see as we get ourselves into the game. As the teams load in, send your predictions online for this series. Tweet at LOL Esports. Use the hashtag C9win or CRSwin. Let us know who you think is going to win. As Cloud9 are now only one game away from a trip to the World Championship, guaranteeing a top 2 seed out of North America, maybe first place if they can beat TSM.
Yeah,
if they win this game.
And already looking ahead to the next team that they're going to place, which would be TSM.
Right.
TSM, such different stories here. TSM fight their way through this grueling five-game set.
Yeah.
Whereas Cloud9 just kind of breeze their way through. It does a lot for a team like TSM, you know, working through that and then coming out victorious to raise morale and really invigorate a team.
Yeah.
But then having to watch this, they've got to have, you know, starting to get some doubts, worrying about this Cloud9 team and the strength that they are showing now.
I just got to wonder, yeah, what the thought process is. Just because I feel like one of the big things of this series is Cloud9 being allowed to play their game. These guys are so darned good with leads. And Curse have allowed them to have them every single time. Can they come up the works? Can they make some early game plays here with the Kha'Zix and Dominate?
The thing is, though, this time around, Curse actually have very strong scaling to fall back on. And, you know, they've got a Tristana and a Mundo. Go very, very well into that late game. Even Syndra has strong utility. As long as he's able to position and get that long-range stun, one stun from Syndra can get through a whole team and hit Kog'Maw. Low mobility still on that champion.
I do want to see how good the wind walls are then from high as well. Because almost the entire team comp of Curse can be heavily negated by a really good wind wall. It's a spell I've always got to have to look out for here in this battle. Boots opening for high, interesting by the way. He's going to try to dodge Dark Spheres with that.
Pretty defensive opening once again. Cloud9 did get that ward into the red side though, so they'll see Dominate's starting path here. And once again, Meteos on this Elise starts with a true ward. 3-minute ward open to him. See what side he decides to go with here. Blue side start, maybe some early action bottom. I guess he won't be going for that early Mundo dive that we see oh so often, especially with Elise on that side. Lane swap once again for Cloud9. Heading up top here, Sneaky probably going to start that one solo as we've been seeing him.
All right, so Curse are going to identify this lane swap here, and standard buff start so far. We'll see how much Quas can CS in the 1v1 lane. He'll be getting XP pretty much the whole time here, so maybe Quas will power up well. High takes a lot of damage from Void to start this one out.
Those boots start. Voidboy just lands it right on top of his head anyway. Not able to avoid much of the early harass.
2 auto attacks.
The thing is, we talked about the roaming Alistar, how great he is early on. Even though it is on the support, he's basically, it doesn't matter who's he on right now because they're double jungling. So if Lemonation can come around either mid or even go top, there's still so much potential for these ganks from roaming Alistar. They do just both recall though, and they're going to go back to that standard top laner plus support lane that Cloud9 have run successfully already.
And so again, they give Sneaky the solo lane. They have just continually put solo XP on him, had him power up, had him battle. Quas knock up from high, though Ignite is on as well. Void forced to flash out. And if you wanted to fight, there's a Meteos.
Beautiful animation cancelings here too. I like to see the efficiency on champions like Yasuo and Riven of weaving in the auto attacks with skills to get the maximum damage down in those trades. Very nicely pulled off there by High, showing off some mechanics.
And it's going to be the late trip down to the bot lane for Elimination. Balls, thankfully for him, is on a ranged champion again. Tends to do pretty well in these 1-on-2s. Last game, actually, Cop had the highest damage dealt to champions in the game because he was constantly harassing the Braum Maokai lane.
Who were constantly healing up as well.
Right. So it didn't mean very much, but it was very interesting. Void actually had the lowest in the entire game, lower than both supports on his Akali. Just never had a way in.
All right, well, this game, I'm looking for some actually early moves from Dominate because we hyped him up, coming into this series. There's so many First Bloods for Curse. Dominate's such a big part of most of those First Bloods. And he's on Kha'Zix, and they are in technically standard or even lanes, I guess you can call them, because it's a 1 versus 1 up top and a low mobility champion at that, with no wards for himself. Sneaky right now, though, in a good position with the lane pushed towards him.
But look at this by Meteos. He's basically aggressively pulling attention from Dominate, daring him to do anything in his jungle. Now they know that Kha'Zix is topside. And it's, okay, Sneaky, play defensively till we see this Kha'Zix again. Meteos is basically preventing Dominate ganks. And
they've got great vision around the mid lane jungle camps here. Both sides from Cloud9 already set up. So they allow High to continue to play up in the minion wave on Yasuo here. Even after he had a poor trade with Voyboy burning both of his summoners. I guess both of them burned all their summoners, so it came out pretty even there. But High did need some help in shoving the wave in because it came out much lower health. Meteos happy to oblige, of course.
Yeah, loves
Number 1 fan of taxing lanes.
Is St. Vicious. Number 2 is Meteos.
Okay.
It's easy to smite caster minions.
It's like,
oh, the flash cocoon, Meteos is in, Voyboy has no flash, there's elimination, move over, Lemon gets first blood.
Oh, Dominate's headed up top though, he wants to answer. Kog'Maw looks juicy, both summoner spells available to Sneaky.
Uh-oh, Dominate, oh, he gets out of the
push!
Wait, oh, there's this reveal, there's the damage though, Dominate tries, 200 health left, but both summoners up means Dominate leaves.
Gives him a good couple of shots there on the exit too. Sneaky, though, gonna have a problem. Might need some help shoving that wave all the way into the turret. We'll see what Quas does with this. If he decides to hold it there, Meteos can go up and help the wave reset.
Honestly, Quas is excelling in this lane, though. He's winning in minions in a melee versus ranged matchup. He's doing phenomenally here. And, like, Muno is one of those great late-game top laners, so this setup is doing great.
Working out pretty well for him so far. Accurate cleavers as well as good top lane bush maneuvers. Always key in those matchups. Let's see here. Shoving down in bottom though. Man, Lemon with that early roam. Can never underestimate the early Alistar roam. Made it there just in time. And Cloud9 with the communication. High saying, yes, I was playing very aggressively. I burned both summoners on Voyboy. So Meteos, not only does he get to tax the lane, but he also gets to get in there for some assist money.
Yeah, how often as a mid laner do you die to the jungler and support? Like just those two.
Well, for Voyboy, 1 out of 3 games so far.
Fair. The interesting thing though is the lanes themselves, I think, have been good for Curse, because even despite the 600 gold first blood, we were seeing lanes in really good spots up until very recently. You can see Quas up 17 on his opponent.
There he comes again.
Ooh, looking for it, headbutt. Oh, the knockback from Voy, and he's in turret range. The windwall's not enough. Voyboy gets a revenge kill on Lemon Nation.
Woo, Voyboy is not taking any more of that. Ends the revenge kill there, but it is just a single kill on support, and they don't get to take anything after. Look at all the vision that Cloud9 got though after they got their mid kill. Wards all over the place inside this cursed jungle, so any move that Dominate makes will be telegraphed. Look at the timing on that stun.
Oh.
Interrupts, it doesn't get headbutt damage or anything. There's nothing that he can do. Ult already coming out.
I should have cast that a little bit more.
It was a little crooked.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna watch his wind walls. 0 for 1.
He has taken advantage of the red buff steal though.
He's actually out leveling balls too.
Let's see if he can actually get some. Oh my.
What?
Oh
He face checked that. 200 health and I will dominate. Forced to flash away as well. Still revealed by Pix though.
Flash Videos was used before on that mid lane dive, so he didn't have it still.
Lemon is still trying exhaust burn. Fights on both sides of the map. Knock up on the Quas. Not going to get followed by High. Cleaver for Cocoon and out they go. Looks like bot lane safe as well.
Very, very close game here. Only 300 gold discrepancy. Nobody goes down in those 2 skirmishes. Lemon Nation still level 4 here, paying for those early roams.
Sneaky's plenty high level though, does have the ulti for the harass, but Coffin special dealing some plenty good damage. Yeah, 300 gold game as we're talking about. Meteos, his second route through the jungle. Grabs a red for himself as High takes away his wraiths. Farm, the name of the game right now for Cloud9. And we'll see when the first dragon fight might erupt.
Hive's going to really try and make a push for his static shift before that happens. Been holding onto this Avarice Blade for quite a while, though. Extra bonus gold generation there.
Meteos waiting to counteract the bottom lane here.
Interesting move down there. Teleports, by the way, are still both available for top laners. So if they get too aggressive down bottom, you have to watch out for those side bush wards.
Yeah.
Not only do they help you avoid Nami bubbles, but they can also be tools for your top laner to come in behind.
Well, the recall came through. Meteos Sightstone before Wraith.
Yeah, as he did last, or the first time around that he was Elise. With the way that they play, definitely a very, very smart pickup. Needs
exactly their style.
Needs to have efficient use with those wards.
Cleaver hits though, and Quas is up 17 minions in this matchup so far. Now, Balls was in a bit of a worse lane to start out in this game, but Quas has basically gotten a license to keep scaling up and be the scary Mundo.
And Quas was, he was hovering over the Poppy and the Swain. Those are, classic champions for him, but he was a very early Mundo lover as well.
Yeah.
So definitely well-versed with that champion. It begins, though.
Yep.
Vision around Dragon for Cloud9. Let's see how...
Voice should know he's around, but he goes in towards High anyway. Suddenly Cocoon appears. Meteos
has his flash this time, though.
There's the red buff slow. There's Cocoon. It still lands. The knockback's not going to matter. There's the knock up, and Voyboy goes down.
He thought he was going to walk out of range of the Cocoon and did not burn flash for it. Slight miscalculation there. Turns into a huge, huge problem. Control of mid lane with vision control for Cloud9. See what they decide to choose, and they choose tower.
They stay for the turret here. It's down to half HP right now. Part of the mini wave still left. Meteos back into spider form now with the attack speed.
Oh, save the spiderling.
Yep, exactly. No minions die to Kha'Zix, and that is mid lane turret at 11 minutes. Cloud9 up 1,500 gold.
Mid turret goes all the way down after the one pick here. Voyboy playing a little bit too far up. He saw a very juicy trade on High, and he decided to go for it without control of vision around that mid lane. Very dangerous prospect for him.
Well, Ball's juking away as best he can. 15 minions down still in this matchup. Quas regenning healthily. Did burn his TP to get back into lane though, so Balls holds that lead.
So once again, Quas here, stand out for Curse. What's the featured matchup? And that featured matchup has, shown up pretty big for Curse, but has not been able to translate that into any sort of control for the rest of the team. The top lane island, very difficult for them.
Oh, the flash engaging special force to flash away. Lemonation maybe overstaying the wind wall, stops the tidal wave though. One hit from dead, Lemon does get out.
He holds on to his ultimate there, pretty bold. Able to stay alive though, and he will just recall.
Look at this though by Quas, really good damage down on the Balls, does juke the cleaver. Flash for flash was the trade in the bottom lane. And Curse can maybe use his seat of power in the top lane to do something. Problem is it is hard to force a lead with Mundo without your opponents overextending. Or a further lead, I should say.
And even when you do get that lead, Mundo doesn't really have the tools to force a lot of action.
Right.
He just gets extremely tanky. All right, here. Good window here for Curse. They try and make a bold play, but since High comes down, single-handedly scares them off because Curse do not have deep vision, so they do not know that it's not backed up.
Yeah, Meteos was far away, but also they had the TP disadvantage. Quas was stuck up there, as Balls could have joined.
Quas had uses teleport for laning, I guess.
Yeah, 3 minutes ago. They will be up soon, but Cloud9 could maybe grab that beforehand. You know they timed this TP. They know Balls can't make it down, whereas Balls can just, or Quas can't make it down, whereas Balls can just walk. Cloud9 start this right away, and look at that, no one from Curse ready to stop this.
Yep, they make the call, Balls goes right back up. They know they have this one in the bag. Dragon for Cloud9 after that mid turret was already down. Whew, there are 2 wards right now on the floor for Curse. And they are just from the bottom lane here. Very rough for them to try and make plays and try and start anything going in there. Oh, here we go.
Good damage in. Headbutt's going to knock Cop away. Elimination using his body to keep his teammates safe. 4 pink wards. You talked about wards. 4 pink wards already down for Cloud9 on this map. They have always been investing very well in vision.
Sneaky sitting around less than half, but High comes in for a tower. Can they even shove this into the turret? Looks like they're going for it.
I mean, Lemon has the ulti. High's going to get knocked up, though. Not good for him, losing a lot of health bar there. Elimination gets the knock and to run away, but here comes the TP in from Quaff. Slows down Sneaky. Here's the tidal wave. Here comes Balzo. Can they turn it around? Knock up on a Cop, and they go in. Down goes Tristana. Quaff forced to run. Boys on the side gets zoned out by Meteos, though. I don't know if Chris can do much more here. Boy's going to try. 2-man stun. Nothing else to do.
Static shift for High, and he immediately looks for a lane gank bottom with Yasuo just running straight up. He actually coming behind the turret. Even though he let that bubble hit him, didn't really... He had the opportunity to dodge it, but
yeah,
they decided to abort mission there. But as soon as the teleport came in, they could turn around because Lemonation Alistar, even though he's support, pops the ultimate, and he's enough of a front line for them to actually turn it around. All right, let's take a look at it here, because this should be, okay, no way we're going to continue with this dive. And even though Lemon gets that double knockup, they definitely don't want to ult back in. But here's the collapse, double teleport in. Nami wave barely sidestepped by Sneaky. Knock up once again onto Cop, and High turns right around with the static shift proc to get him.
And look at that, Cloud9, 2,500 gold up. Every single time, it just seems like they find the right battle to be in. Special might not want to be in this one. Headbutt pulverized by Lemon, but they go in towards Cop right there. Sneaky trading blows back and forth. Lemon losing a lot of health.
He's got no ult.
Land as well. Exactly, no ultis there. One hit from dead. Cop gets the kill. Bad estimation by Elimination.
What can you say? He saw red, went for the kill on the Nami. A little bit over aggressive there. When you are an Alistar, you get used to just having that ult to rely on, but no get out of jail free card for him this time.
Would you say it was too bold? You coughed.
Sneaky goes for Scott out of lane here. High's going to defend this mid lane turret with his wind wall. Pretty good timing there for Boy to land it as the wall expires. Let's see if he can hold on to it, because he's got one more cannon wave here to deal with. Is Lemon enough support?
I don't know. Well, Meteor's certainly enough for this bottom lane, though. Sneaky having better luck with the spider as opposed to the cow. Looks like mid lane will get held, although I'm surprised Curse didn't really try for it, but I guess Flash Pulverize Yasuo, pretty scary.
All right, this is just some Kog'Maw damage in action. Sneaky's able to lay down
during the replay, I think.
Special gets caught up. Can't maneuver out of it. Very bold Kog'Maw play, and that comes from Cloud9 constantly having Sneaky start out as a solo lane, so he gets to this lane with the level advantage, and it really does change the dynamic of that 2 versus 2. Yeah. You can see down there, even though he's got Lemonation on the Alistar, not a ranged champion, he's constantly trading back and forth auto attacks, even 1 versus 2 with the range.
Oh, wow. Balls dodges away from Quaslo pretty nicely. Top lane turret down to 1/3. And you actually mentioned Sneaky doing so well with the early lane swap, getting a level lead, winning the bot lane. It's true and it's really impressive. What I like, though, is that Balls is always 1-2 levels down and still holds up. Doesn't lose his turret, doesn't die, doesn't get ganked. Whereas Sneaky usually cashes in on that lead. Now, Elimination going for the attempt on I will dominate. There's the knockup. He explodes. Sneaky for the kill.
My. Lemonation just lobbed that one over to Meteos for the direct cocoon. Beautiful headbutt into cocoon. Instant kill. Dominates no longer available. Let's see if Sneaky can actually hold him down here, because Lemon and Meteos could easily converge on Quas. But he's taking care of business himself.
But one hit from dead, forced to flash, and Sneaky might just get him. Pops mana potion. He has to wait for the mana cost to come back down. Meanwhile, Special is very dead, and there's the kill. 2 more for Cloud9.
Cop even stops in his tracks. Some pick up the kill there. Man, Curse just looked disheartened now. Cloud9 with a massive lead once again. See how quickly they can turn this one in. Already shoving down that bottom side of the map. The lane swaps, the constant lane swaps from Cloud9 work out so well. They give that little edge to Quas. But then it's just a Mundo, as we said in the top lane. He's doing a good job with that lead, you know, continuing to punish balls and use his lead, but he can't get much out of it. He's not really able to draw resources from Cloud9 up there, not able to bully balls enough to make something happen for his team. And Cloud9 take everything on the bottom side of the map.
And look at that. 3 turrets, though. To be fair, Curse has made that the same score for themselves. Curse have taken 3 turrets down themselves, but Cloud9 obviously winning in kills, winning in Dragon Pressure as well, do keep their leads up. Curse are making every game look closer than the last. The problem is C9 still playing every bit as well as he did in Game 1.
Well, let's see how well this next Dragon spawn goes, because Curse do have the option of fighting this one. Teleport's available for balls, but Quas is already with the team. That's what you want with the Mundo.
Elimination, half HP, flashes for the engage. They're going to go in on Dominate. He goes down first, right away, high into the back line, looks for Voyboy. Wind walls the ulti, and now Quas separated. Going to get hit up by this Yasuo. Another kill comes in as Nami falls over. 9-2 in this one. And look at that. Cloud9 again get control.
Once again, Dominate is just getting manhandled here. The CC from Alistar coming in. He cannot do anything, just gets blocked up. Squishy Assassin on the inside gets taken out very early. It's a huge damage source from Curse not available, and Cloud9 are able to reap the rewards. Let's take a look here. Dominate Cocoon into Alistar Pulverize, immediate headbutt as well, and he's dead. 4 versus 5 from that point on. Hyde does get exhausted from his ulti, but the same goes down to Voyboy, and he has to flash out. Cop able to get away though, and Mundo on the bottom side doesn't have to worry about a solo Yasuo at half HP with no ulti.
Cop actually helped High in that fight, because when he knocked him back with Buster Shot, it made the wind wall block every single orb from Syndra. He was otherwise melee range, and would have maybe blocked 1 or 2 and then taken the rest of it. So getting space back let him actually survive Void a little bit better. Pretty unfortunate, but it happened. High 3-0-2 in this game. And his Yasuo seems just about as scary as Zed is.
Definitely something to be feared as well. Further teams probably want to...
the Cocoon lands! Void's gonna take some damage. Alistar knock up there as well. Ball's lost some health, but he ults himself. Cop has to run away off of this one as well. Quas down the back line, looks for Sneaky. This poor Kog'Maw getting jumped on by everybody, but takes enough heals to stay alive. Quas losing more health. Cop does pick up 1, but trades away some of his teammates for that. 2 for 1 Cloud9.
And Curse on the run bottom side, while Cloud9 have a minion wave shoving up to the turret. That should be at least outer turret here. Death timer's fairly low, so they'll probably look to put up more wards before they exit, and then go back to purchase. 1, 2. Oh,
another one.
Look at that Oracle's upgrade already from Meteos. Extremely quick.
Yeah, 20 minutes.
There's no Akali this time around, but it does help with that sweeping efficiency.
So you see how much money Meteos invests into clearing efficiency and just the Vision game in general. 1,275 gold spent on Vision this game, not counting pink wards. His only tank item is a Spectre's Cowl, and he's got no deaths.
The other thing is High, too, the mid laner. It's like all of Cloud9 put a lot into this. High is one of the mid laners who goes back for double wards all the time really early. He's got 2 right now. See if he uses 1 on Baron, because Curse are going for that desperate play. All right, ball's down bottom.
Yeah, he can't join this fight just yet, so Curse have some time for a 5v4, but is there engage any good? Voyboy wants this one. Elimination. Does Pop the ulti knock up onto a special? They don't want that one just yet, though. The first kill does come through, and down goes Cosmix on top of that one. There's the knock up on a Void. That's going to be a very dead Syndra. 3 for 0. Cop forced to run. Cocoon just barely misses, but Quas forced to get away as well.
Pinging back on Baron. It's fully regenerated, though. Quas by himself. What can he do? Cop is pretty healthy.
Ball's going to take this up for a little while as well. Self-shields onto Lulu, and this should be a pretty easy fight for Meteos. Cop and Quas unlikely to steal this one away. You can see they even block out the cleavers with their bodies, and the wind wall. Quas tries anyway. Knocked back out, but the Baron still picked up by Sneaky. Now Quas fighting Meteos, and the Spider is going to walk away from the Madman of Zon.
Yeah, Curse have been broken here. They're going for the very desperate plays to try and get back in here. AD carry flashing into the Baron pit 1v5 for the Miracle Steal. Doesn't pay off. Oh, it's again though. Look at Dominate. Locked up this whole fight. Never gets to move. Baron damage even adds to the CC.
Jeez.
Dominate, you didn't have enough CC to deal with before. Baron's gonna just rub it in your face. Expression went down right as Dominate went down as well. My goodness. That's
And
a
now
bit of a
Dominic's
pickle.
in a bad spot again. At least he does trade one with High as he goes down.
Hey, shutdown gold there.
That's true.
That's pretty big. for them.
Assisted as well, which is pretty nice. You know, normally Barons are not true 6v5s. It's like he does some damage. Actual 6v5 battle there.
He was locked up right on the edge of that pit. Unfortunate for him. We'll see what Cloud9 do though, because that was a 1-for-1 trade. Even though High got caught out and surrounded, he was able to take one down with him and baroned up Cloud9. Do have a minion wave top and full control of that side of the jungle.
A 10,000 gold lead to boot, Baron buff, and the siege begins. 2.5 minutes left in this buff. Sneaky's going to be the one to push out the top lane. The rest of his team are around. Balls has TP. High just respawns. He's going to join his team soon. Guardian Angel done now as well. Curse are in position to defend, but not hold the split push just yet. And actually, all of Curse's wards are bottom side as well.
Looks like they're so strong right now. They're doing a 3-1-1 for Cloud9. Going to close in on all sides. Balls does have his teleport ready. So we'll probably see Yasuo collapse and some extra pressure here. This outer turret, very difficult for teams to actually defend, especially if you're fighting against an Alistar. It's so easy to wrap around the backside of this turret and knock somebody out the front. Be very, very scared for Curse, actually.
Lemon's already trying. Top the heels and flashed on in. They found Cobb. Cobb's going down first. High is safe on this one. GA is still there anyway. Windfall allows the easy disengage. Top tier 2 turret goes down as well.
That wraparound is so potent. Curse really having a rough time. Looks like the base is going to start going down.
Quas loses the Banshee's Veil. Top lane inhibitor turret losing health pretty rapidly. Pulverized there on a Quas. Lemon taking a lot of damage though. Will they stay for this turret? Looks like the answer is not quite yes. One kill picked up as Lemon goes down. Dominate jumps right back out, but Voy is gonna fall. Windwall blocks much of unleashed power. There's the Kha'Zix. Special force to flash away. Only 2 members alive. Make that 1 as Quas goes down. C9 inside the base.
20-5. Cloud9 look to end out the low. Never mind. Gonna recall. Shove down another lane here.
So Cobb's gonna arrest that push for now. And C9 gonna get themselves on back.
Dragon is up. Yeah, they thought you gave up on name puns, Freak. Come on, man.
It's like a drug. I thought I could quit it and go cold turkey. Not the case.
Let's take a look at this here then, because Curse do get a kill off of this. Jump in for 1. They get the support down, but Meteos comes in from the backside to finish that turret, and then the split fights here. Meteos and High able to take out that squad, and Balls does everything he needs to protect Sneaky there. Classic Lulu and Kog'Maw play right there. Left only with the Mundo. Don't have to kite him.
Nope.
Stand there and auto-attack him.
It's actually a weird build by Quas. I don't normally see Banshees first on Mundo. Normally the Visage is just such a high priority, but I wonder if it would have been more durable and like maybe survived that battle and won it with a slightly different build. Might not really matter, to be honest, but
that is a very perplexing item because Spirit Visage just works so well with his kit.
Right.
If you're getting magic resist, that is pretty much the go-to item. So if you have Banshees, then there's something big he's really trying to avoid, and I don't see it here, especially since he is Mundo and he's the main tank.
right. It's not like he's the knock-up target.
Yeah.
And we've actually seen really good patience by High. Lemon will like CC special and he'll save last breath. Say, we can kill him without it. No big problem. He only is ulting Cop and Void, but that's it.
Yep, got nothing for you there. Super Minions though gonna work for Cloud9 up top while they shove bottom. Sneaky with double buffs and Trinity Force Blade. He doesn't quite have the complete Infinity Edge, so that's something for Curse. See if they can actually make a miraculous stand here.
Top is plenty threatening, but there is still a 7-0-7 Kog'Maw and an 8-1-7 Yasuo in the front steps. Middle inhibitor turret losing plenty of HP. Tristana still defending top lane, which means this inhibitor turret will go down. And now onto the turret, Cloud9. 4 buildings away from a trip to the 2014 World Championship.
This is Cloud9 making a very strong case for heading to Worlds. They will lock in their spot with this win. Can they take the first seed? They will have to fight TSM for that honor.
And 2 days. There's the knock-up attempt. They have Founding Special. That's one going down. Unleashed Power goes on high, but he's got Guardian Angel. Triple kill for the Kog'Maw, though. Sneaky going huge in the very last fight of the game. Balls to take that one away. Quad and Scumbag Balls has stolen the Penta from Sneaky, but you know what? Cloud9, you're going to the 2014 World Championship. Can't be too sad about that one. Congratulations, C9.
And that was one of the most convincing best of fives I've ever seen from Cloud9.
Yeah.
Decisive victories in all 3 games. Wins in picks bans, wins in in-game execution. All around, very, very clean play.
Every single game, less than 30 minutes long. It honestly reminds me of when they took down Complexity to join the LCS about a year and a half ago. It was like, oh my gosh, the C9 hype train isn't real. They're dominating.
Well, they're
just
putting
as
that
good
one
now.
back on the rails. They're shining it up, repainting it for Worlds. They're going to ride it over.
Putting plenty of coal into the engine right there, Cloud9. Very happy with that one. They were very laser focused after each game. Game 1, Stone Face. All right, we got to do 2 more. Game 2, another crushing win. Hold on, we still got another one to go.
You get a thumbs up from Sneaky.
Yes.
Made it to Worlds.
Alrighty, so the second trip in a row now for Cloud9. Still, they have not lost a single game in the North American LCS playoffs.
And what a record. 13-0 for Cloud9.
Yeah. Whew. I do want to see what happens to these guys at Worlds, though, because last year they seeded in the quarterfinals.
The international stage hasn't been quite so kind to them.
They dropped to Fnatic 1-2. Fnatic lost in the semis to Royal Club afterwards. And now it's a guaranteed group stage for these guys. They're going to play at least 8 games. Play against some of the best teams in the world, see how they stack up there. And then they can make their run at maybe Cloud9's the hope for a good finish.
Thanks, Freakin'. Yeah, I'm joined by Hai, who just had a 3-0. I remember something that you said on the analyst desk when we were in LA last week after watching Curse. You're like, I think we're going to lose the first game against Curse. What happened to that?
Well, they had an interesting pick and ban phase, and they just kind of keeled over, for lack of a better word, and lost slowly. Well, not slowly, but you know.
I mean, walk me through that. What exactly broke that allowed you guys 3 quick successive victories?
Well, I think when we won the first 2 games, at the point at the 3rd game, they're being desperate, and they're just kind of like on tilt at that point. When you're getting 2-0'd and you got destroyed in the previous 2 games, how do you like mentally come back from that? So once we got the 2 wins at them, it's kind of over for them at that point. It'd be up to us to lose rather than them for the win.
I mean, when you guys won the 3-0, you guys didn't seem super excited. You did just lock in a spot at the 2014 World Championships, but do you want more than that? Because, I mean, you have been to the World Championships before.
The first thing I wanted was to make it to Worlds because I missed All-Stars. I'll be damned if I don't go to Worlds. So we did that, and I'm very happy about going to Worlds because I don't want to miss another event like that. As far as first or second, well, I don't like losing to TSM, so.
I mean, that's coming up on Monday, actually. Yet another finals between Cloud9 and TSM. How does it always end up this way?
For the last 3, this is the 3rd split in a row where it's TSM versus C9 final, and they always just show up at playoffs. They have like an interesting season, it goes okay, and then the playoffs comes and they won the last 2 times. This time around, our season was okay, and then we're showing up at playoffs right now. But I am afraid, a lot of people have been saying TSM has been doing well in scrims. That's because they've been destroying us, and hopefully they don't do that to us in the real game, but I'm excited for the game.
Yeah. Just to talk a little bit more about the season, you said TSM had an interesting season. Cloud9's season was pretty interesting, too. You guys struggled more in this split than you ever had before. Do you feel like you're coming together now, and what actually created the Cloud9 surge at the end of the split?
There were a lot of issues back in the beginning of the split. My lung was collapsed for one, and we were trying to get synergy back. We basically had to start at the very bottom again and climb back to where we were before. I think we're there, but I don't know. I don't want to like jinx myself or anything. I want to play well tomorrow, and if I'm happy with my play, that's all I want from us.
Thank you very much, Hai. Congratulations on the win, and best of luck against TSM. We'll have to see whether scrim results translate. Thank you very much, though. Let's send it back to the guys at the analyst desk.
Thanks, Jat. A commanding performance by Cloud9, who looked to be back into peak playoff form. I mean, as we heard Freak say it, they're still yet to lose a game in playoffs as a team.
Yeah, and both Meteos and Sneaky have yet to die in this playoffs yet. There's 29 KDA there in that 3 games for Meteos and a 39 for Sneaky. They just had great positioning. Meteos, he was on point with his cocoons. That's why they banned Elise game 2. Just really great performances there across the board. We just can't praise them enough for their sweep of Curse.
And probably Cloud9 seems to be back at that point that we saw, a couple splits ago where there are too many threats on the team to ban out, right? Balls is ready to make plays. We see Sneaky with a 39 KDA. High there in the mid lane was just dominating as well as creating great calls for the team. So what is going to be the approach here by TSM in order to take them out in the finals?
I'm not really sure. The mid lane meta really favors High, but also Bjergsen. So I'll be very surprised if Zed's let through for either team. And I think the game is going to kind of live or die on the junglers. If Meteos is able to get ganks off, I don't think TSM can come back. But if Amazing's on Lee Sin, on Nunu, one of those champions that he's more comfortable with, I think they can get an early lead with that and then maybe have higher chances of winning.
All right. Well, once again, let's take a look at who will be joining Team Solomid and Cloud9 at the World Championship.